Hey, I'm going to run through a couple examples of order of operations, specifically using a calculator. We start off with this one. What do we have? 500 times, in parentheses, 1 plus 0.04 divided by 12, all raised to the 12 times 7 power. Now, we have to realize that there's invisible parentheses around the 12 times 7, and we figure out that 12 times 7 is 84. So this is 500 something to the 84th power. We should also do those parentheses. Now, 1 plus 0.04 divided by 12, we do the division first. So 0.04 divided by 12 equals that, plus 1 equals, yikes, 1 plus 0.00, and then a whole lot of threes. 1.003333. You got to put enough down in order for it to work. Okay, now we have multiplication and we have exponent. PEMDAS, we do exponents before we do multiplication. So here I have this. I want to raise this to the 84th power. I use the x to the y button. X to the y 84 equals. That's what happens when you raise something to the 84th power. And then we multiply by 500. And we get 661 point, I'll round up to 26. 661.26. 661.26. And this, incidentally, is what happens if you put $500 in a bank account that earns 4% interest compounded monthly for 7 years. You only get a 12th of your 4% each month, but instead of doing it 7 times, you get the interest 12 times, 7 times, once for every single month. Let's try another one of these. Let's try this one. This one's kind of awful. Again, we have parentheses. In this parentheses, we do 0.19 divided by 12 times negative 3,000. That can be a little bit tricky. 0.19 divided by 12 equals, it helps to put equals all the time, times 3,000 negative, there's a difference between the negative button and the minus button, equals, plus 60 equals, and a real great trick is to take breaks along the way. 12.5. So this whole thing is 12.5. And then in this parenthesis, we have 1 plus 0.19 over 12, but we do division before we do addition. 0.19 divided by 12 equals. Now I add 1 equals, and I'm raising it up to the 12 times 3 power, that's 36. There's invisible parentheses around there. X to the y power, 36 equals, and 1.76039. 1.76039 minus 60 all over, well, I'll do that one. 0.19 divided by 12 is 0.0158. 0.015833. Now remember, again, there's invisible parentheses around the whole top. We're just about ready to finish this up. We've got 12.5 times 1.76039 minus 60 equals. That equals wraps up the whole top, and then we divide it by what? We divide it by 0.01583333 equals negative 239969. Negative 239969. This is an awful thing. This particular formula is if you owed $3,000 on a credit card that charged you 19% interest compounded every 12 times a year, every month, and you only paid off $60 a month for 3 years, you would end up still owing them $2,400. So that's enough for now. I'll make the last two in a separate video. Hopefully this is helping.